Hello and welcome to, you've guessed it, another tractor video. This time, a little bit more serious. It's got to do with the brakes. The brakes are not 100% efficient, working so well. It does brake, but it needs a lot of effort to brake, and they are at the end of their adjustment. So, there may be a couple of things. Number one, the brake shoes can be worn. Number two, the brake shoes may be contaminated. And number three, the rod may not be connecting with the brake shoe as it should. So if you hear any noise in the background, it's either the rain falling or it's the fire going in the room, the other room in the garage. It's a bit cold, so I thought I'd light up the fire. So if my hands get cold, I can warm them up. So, I have already started dismantling a few things. So, number one, I have taken this apart, so you can either take the two screws out that bolt into here, or you can take these out. These ones, they're quite full of dirt, and the others were actually quite clear, although I will be replacing them as they are a bit rusty out. These ones you can remove, but then you got 4 to remove compared to just the 2 here. Now I have also on the inside removed 3 of the bolts. So right in here there's 4 bolts connecting the guard to the frame. Easier to see here on the inside. 2 at the top, 1 on the bottom that side, 1 on the bottom on the other side. Same over here. As well as the seat bracket. You can see this seat bracket has at some point had a knock and been bent, but I'm not touching that because I might stress the metal. Anyway, there's a bolt that goes through there and there. On both sides I've already removed them. 1 bolt left, and then I should be able to remove the guard. Also, I have disconnected the wiring for the indicator lights. So in theory, that 1 bolt, once I remove that 1 bolt, I should be able to lift the whole guard off. Now, because the wheels on this one have been swapped around, I am able to leave the wheels in place. Usually that side is on the outside. So it may be that you don't have enough space and you will need to remove the wheels. I managed just about to keep the wheels on. Okay, let's remove this last bolt and then we can see what we're actually doing. Alright, it's starting to rain a bit harder, but you can see the last bolt right over there. That's the one we got to remove. It's a size 12. Same on the other side, so I'll go and do that. And then we'll pick up once it's loose and go from there. Alright, one side done. Now to do the other side, I've got a magnetic tray per side to put the bolts in per side, so I'm not confused with that. and then we can see if we can loosen it off with the wheel in place or still have to take the wheel off. Let's see. Okay, both guards are off now. I'm going to try and see if I can just remove this and leave the rest as it is, but it may be likely that I have to remove the wheels in any case to get some space. See what I'm doing, as well as removing the springs and the lever. Okay, seems someone has already obviously been here. Instead of doing everything one the same size, seems the rest are a size 12. And lucky me, I chose to do size 13 straight away. So here we have the brake shoe assembly for the right hand side. You can see it is quite a bit shiny, but there is still quite a bit of material left that would still last for some time. So we can clean this up, see if we can maybe just rough it a little so that it grips, as well as the drum part. But overall it doesn't look too bad. Or it's obviously dusty, so before you never blow off brake dust, so you have to vacuum it or you have to wash it with water because of the risk of asbestos dust. I don't know how old these are, so I'm not going to take any chances with that. But we have to do the same on the other side. So I'll loosen that off and then see what's behind door number 2. Okay, with this one, also there is still enough material left for quite a bit, but again it's quite glazy, so we see if we can rough that up a bit. Also one of the springs is broken, so I have to get a new spring and see if we can take off the drum and smooth some of the ridges in the drum out in them. We'll take the drum off. Obviously we can't save the springs and need a new spring, but these ones, 5 or 6 euros for a spring, I can afford that. Now to take the drum off we need a circlip plier. Now the circlip is off and it's gone into the world of circlips. Oh, there it is. It says join the other side. Here is the circlip. It's a little bit rusty, but not too bad. Just a light coat of surface rust. Let's see if, yep, there comes the drum. That's luckily not stuck on, I hope. Otherwise, There it is. Luckily I did not speak too soon. So we can see we've got plenty of material left for the drum. Also might put just a bit of copper grease, just a tiny bit. We don't want to contaminate the surface, but so that it doesn't stick on the splines. Oops. Then there is a gasket that comes here, so you can either buy a new gasket and replace it, or, as I've also seen quite a lot, some people leave the gasket in place and then they silicone around it. This gasket is not really worth much anymore, so I'll see if I can find some new gaskets, see how much they cost. That's one thing about Kubota tractors. Parts are really expensive, so if you can make something last for a long time, that's the way to do it. So I'll clean that all up, and then we'll look there. I'll probably take the drum off on the other side. Okay, that one played along nicely. Again, there's a few ridges in here. Try and smooth those up. Clean the parts off and figure out what we're going to do with the gasket. Reassemble. See if we can maybe adjust over here with this rod, as there are both adjustments at the front and at the back. In any case, I think that concludes this part. Now comes the cleaning, and anybody can clean. So that's what we're going to do. Thanks for watching part 1 of investigating the brake shoes. As you can see, you can remove them with the wheels on, depending on how your wheels are mounted. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you for part 2.